It's the Morning Star Drive 117.8. You soaring up with sky, now's the time, don't delay. I'm sitting in my ride and it's time to fly. So let's realign, just listen and fill your mind.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's Tuesday, February 21st, and this is the Morning Star Drive on 117.8. We're on YouTube, so make sure to subscribe, follow us on SoundCloud, and make sure to support us on Patreon. So what is happening on this wonderful and amazing Tuesday? We've got current news from around the world, the practical word study, and also Provi in the media. All right, everyone, how are you doing today? Yes, it is Tuesday. I'm just happy we're done with Monday. And I guess, was Monday difficult? And the only reason it's kind of difficult for me is because I'm a little under the weather. Feeling a little bit better today, but still my nose, my sinuses are just really, really clogged at the moment. But super thankful for your prayers. I'm thankful all of you guys joining us here on the Morning Star Drive this morning. If you can, go ahead, keep liking and commenting. Would love to hear from you guys, see how you're doing, or just communicate with a little click on the like button. So Q&A Thursday just a couple days away, so get your questions ready for this week. Q&A, yes, one of the most popular segments every single week, and I enjoy it too. And it really, really is something that a lot of people are benefiting from. So go ahead, write your question, DM me, or you can put it in the comments below. What have I done over the last couple of days? Actually, over the weekend, I watched, what movie was that called? It was terrible. It was, Ant-Man. I watched Ant-Man, and I'm kind of a fan of Ant-Man because that first movie that came out was so good. Like, it was really kind of a shocking, pleasant surprise. It was funny. It was quirky, but this one was just bad. Like, I said this before. Marvel is just disappointing now. After the Avengers ended, there hasn't really been anything that good that's come out after the Avengers. Like everything before that was really, really it was decent at least, right? And I looked forward to it. Wow. Oh, I'm still yawning. I just yawned because thinking about Ant-Man was just a tiring thing. Good computer graphics, good special effects, but just a bad movie. Honestly, I would give it a 2 out of 10. I really would. It was so bad that from the very beginning of the movie, I could see how bad it was going to get. I was like, oh no, these are cheesy jokes, corny jokes. And they just, it was bad. And for me, like I said, the first Ant-Man was pretty good. Second one was okay, but the first one was really good. And it just gets worse and worse for Disney, right? That movie was bad. So honestly, the only good thing that came out of it was it's very cheap in Malaysia, so I got the ticket and food for like $10 US, which is not going to even cover the ticket in the US, but that's the only thing that made it kind of okay. But I am feeling a little bit better than yesterday. And the funny thing is I asked the person I'm staying with right now, and I said, like, what's a good medicine that Malaysians use for, like, getting sick? They're like, 100 plus. And 100 plus is like a Gatorade drink. It's like, yeah, stay hydrated. So he bought me 100 plus, and I finished it within, I finished it within 12 hours. Like, it just kept drinking and drinking and drinking. And that's including my sleep in between. So I finished it really fast. So I am a little bit better. I'm more hydrated. But I think I need to be a little bit careful these next couple of days. But super thankful for all your prayers out there. And any of you guys out there sick right now, just let me know if you guys are sick. I can put in a prayer for you guys. You guys are always praying for me. So I need to pray for you guys too. Go ahead, put it in the comments below. Would love to pray for you guys too. All right. I went to I went to a Christian church over the weekend, and I'm in one of the chat rooms for a bunch of the guys, and of course they're all like half my age, and I'm not really involved with a lot of things, but one thing for sure that I see that's really amazing about this group is like they are very, very strong community, and that's something I cannot stress enough. Like, they're calling me, we're playing basketball tonight, and then tomorrow we're playing badminton, we're playing captain ball on Saturday, there's a connect group on Friday, and it's not one of those, it's not like one of those forceful things where you're trying to force people to get along with you and stuff, but people genuinely really, really want to hang out with each other. Like, I remember after service, it's for hours. They're just sitting at the cafe talking and talking and talking. It was just really cool. Like, even after service for me. Right? So we ate together, then after went to the cafe, and I was in a group of 4. There's another group of 5. There's just tables everywhere inside the mall because that's where the church is. And I was in a group with 2 sisters, right? And one of my Connect group leaders, and we were just chatting about everything. right? And I'm gonna tell you this honestly, like it's just me and these three girls. Like they're super young though. Like they're like one of the girls in high school. Her sister just flew in from Ohio, so I'm just saying hi to her because I know her parents really well too. And her mom was the one trying to set me up for someone to get married to. But just having a really really cool chat, and it was really cool because after at the end, like we were just talking about tons of things from relationships to movies, music, Korean dramas. And then at the very end, we talked about spiritual experiences and stuff like that too. So that was really, really kind of cool. And I enjoyed it. Not even close to my age, but I just enjoyed the conversations. And that was kind of cool too. But being in that situation kind of makes me think more deeply about what can we do to make a better community, especially with, like integrating young and old members together and stuff like that too. And here's a kind of cool thing is, building a community. I'm actually going. I finally bought my ticket to Bangkok, so I'm going to be flying over to Thailand from March 1st to the 3rd, and we're just going to have a fun time over there. Drink lots of coffee, eat good food. So I'm super excited about that too. And it's it's kind of really interesting though, because I'm only used to the Malaysians in Providence, but when I meet a lot of my friends outside, there's like a couple questions they always ask, which is really interesting because it's the questions like no one in the Western countries would ever ask is like, what is your age, right? Or they'll, it's kind of like, hey, they'll kind of make fun of your weight. Not for me, but I saw them with other people because I'm exercising a lot right now. And then also, what do they talk about? They also ask how much you earn. So I found that quite interesting, that it was kind of like a new thing. Like when these people found out my age, the next thing they start to do is they start to like introduce me to everyone. And the first question they say to the other person is, guess his age, guess his age, guess his age. So I found that to be quite cute, funny, and offensive at the same time. But I understand why they do it. So, and it was completely harmless. So I just had a fun time with that too. A poll came out, guys, and a lot of you guys are answering this one too. It's about what should we do with these YouTube shorts. And we got some good feedback already coming out over the first day, but super grateful. The number one is short tips on faith, and I think I'm going to start that from today probably. And then after that, getting more members involved, which is 32%, which is great. And then at 12% each, it's short prayers or testimonies. And I think testimonies might be a little bit difficult when I was thinking about it, because think about it. You have only like less than a minute. And I'm not sure what kind of testimonies you could do in less than a minute. But I'm going to start messing around and start working on some tips on faith right now on some YouTube Reels and stuff. No, sorry, YouTube Shorts, stuff like that. So hopefully you guys will start enjoying that too. All right. So let's get this show started with some member music from around the world on this awesome Tuesday. Today's featured artist of the day is going to. Oh, who's today's featured artist of the day? Now I completely forgot. Is actually going to be from yesterday. Yesterday you didn't hear it in the regular music, but this is a brand new song from Julius and Sapphire over there in Australia, and this song is called "Grateful." I love this song, and yesterday I played the wrong track. So there's a final track. I'm going to play that one today. So you guys are going to enjoy this brand new song just dropped from Julius and Sapphire over there in Australia. And it's a great song. And I think a lot of you guys are going to enjoy this, especially because this is those of you guys didn't hear from yesterday. Julius was sharing with me why he wrote this song, but he was just reflecting on all those difficult, harsh times he went through, and then how during those times when he was giving thanks, right? And he was trying his hardest to remain grateful for the things that he received and singing praises to God. And he said it really, really helped in those times. And he said, strangely enough, he felt a lot of love in some of those moments. And in the process of doing more and more, he could grow and do more than he actually did when circumstances were better, right? So he just realized how great being grateful to God is, no matter what the situation is. So when I looked at that, I was like, wow, what a great reason to write this song. So I hope you guys will really enjoy this first song, feature artist of the day, this brand new song that just dropped yesterday. And then after that, we have Wings from Korea with I Feel Like That. And we'll end things off with Tecmo Plus from Japan with the song Promise.
just gotta say, Heavenly Father, Holy Spirit, Holy Son, I just wanna thank you from the bottom of my heart. And my beloved Lord, King of Kings, thank you for leading me beside the waters of peace. Good Shepherd, you made me lie down in green pastures. Like a dam that overflows, it's just too much to capture. I'm counting all my blessings and my lessons, and giving thanks like it's a daily obsession. You'll find me right here in the Garden of Eden. Where else is there to go? What more do I need? My roots grounded like the pine trees, they're solid like the rocks be. Finer than the cities of Lebanon, from A to Z. Branches reaching for the sky, I'm connected to the heavens like the Wi-Fi. Planted by the rivers of life that never run dry. As the seasons pass by, I'll be bearing fruits just before the harvest time. I'm feeling so grateful, I'm getting in my feelings, now I'm feeling so thankful. There's too many stories, I can count them on my bank full. Jehovah's been faithful, I took the main course, had the lab, now my faithful. Now this don't mean that life hasn't been painful, but my God gave me power to overcome when the rain falls. Each time I'm down, I let my knees touch the ground, and every time I call his name, it's in a legion full of angels. Thank you, Lord, thank you for everything. You gave your life for me, I owe to you everything. Thank you for giving me strength in the AM, so now when I start my days, I will start with an amen. Was hell-bent on a deathbed, couldn't catch my breath. Good news of the gospel, he paid the debt. The God sent, the Lord's hand leads me to the golden city kingdom. Now I'm wearing true religion.
Just because you hate me doesn't mean I'm not cool. 누군가의 방 따위로 날 정하긴 좀 웃기잖아. Sometimes I feel that it's so real. 알아 좀 그래. 때론 설명하기 참 그래. 근데 다 이유가 있더라고. There's a reason for every flow. That's why I'm on my way. 걸음걸음마다 알지 못해도 걸어가다 보면 길이 이어져. So cool, I feel that I'm cool. What I felt was real, it's real, feels so right. I feel that I can do anything. No cap, this is real, feels so right. This is fun. 예상치 못했던 지금 이 순간이 오묘해. 중요한 건 내가 살아 숨 쉰다는 거. I only believe in my God and myself. Yo, I'm sick of getting my hair. None of your business. you're nosy. I don't bite. 끝내게 봐. 이제 그만 봐. Don't get it. 이제 나네. 또 넌 이해. 더 당당하게 걸어. 탄 대로 넌 탄 대로 걸려. 넘어지네 넌 모자랐다고 헐뜯기에 열한이제 너를 케어하는 게 어때. 이끌려 쉴만한 물가로 언제나 그랬듯 뒤돌아보면 걸어온 길이 증명해주니까. 걸음걸음마다 알지 못해도 걸어가다 보면 길이 이어져. Yeah, so cool, I feel that I'm cool. What I felt was real, that's real, feels so right. I feel that I can do anything. No cap, this is real, feels so right. Just wait.
泣いてもいいよ僕の前なら期待通りになれてないけどなんとなくでも一緒ならいいよそれだけが僕の願いだからその泣いてもいいよ僕の前なら期待通りになれてないけどなんとなくでも一緒ならいいよそれだけが僕の願いだからその
And that was Promise from Tecmo Plus from Japan. Hope you guys really enjoyed that song. Right before that, that was Die Wings from Korea with I Feel Like That. And of course, that feature artist of the day, that is Julius and Sapphire over there in Australia. Brand new song that just dropped yesterday. That song is called Grateful. Hope you guys really enjoyed that. If you guys haven't heard it, it was from yesterday. Great song, great message and meaning behind it too. All right. So let's get into some news going on around the world. And of course, very important for us in this history as we are the brides that have to pray for this world. Our prayers, because we're the brides, God listens to our prayers even more. And this is why we are the ones that need to pray for the world and repent for the world for all the things that are happening too. So let's get into some news. Let's start off with what's happening with the U.S. and China. As the Secretary of State of the U.S., Antony Blinken, says that China may give weapons to Russia. So China is considering giving Russia weapons and ammunition for the Ukraine war, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has said. And he basically told the news that Chinese companies were already providing non-lethal support to Russia, and new information suggested Beijing could provide lethal support. So this escalation would mean serious consequences for China, he warned, and China has denied reports that Moscow has requested military equipment. Chinese President Xi Jinping is an ally of Russian President Putin and is yet to condemn Russia's invasion, but he has sought to remain neutral in the conflict and has called for peace. China's foreign ministry said it would not accept finger-pointing and coercion from the U.S. over its relations with Russia, and he did not elaborate on what information the U.S. had received about China's potential plans. When pressed on what the U.S. believed China might give to Russia, he said it would be primarily weapons as well as ammunition. So the U.S. has sanctioned a Chinese company for allegedly providing satellite imagery of Ukraine to the mercenary Wagner Group, which supplies Russia with thousands of fighters. And Blinken also said the U.S. was worried about China helping Russia evade Western sanctions designed to cripple Russia's economy. China's trade with Russia has been growing, and it is one of the biggest markets for Russian oil, gas, and coal. Let's take a look at what's happening, just kind of the major update with the Turkey earthquake. And it looks like rescue efforts are going to end in all but 2 areas. So Turkey has ended rescue efforts in all but 2 provinces almost 2 weeks after a massive earthquake killed tens of thousands of people, the country's disaster agency said. And searches will continue in Kahramanmaraş and Hatay, the agency chief said, but only there. However, hopes of finding anyone else alive in the rubble are fading fast. It's already been 2 weeks. And meanwhile, the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has arrived in Turkey and announced a $100 million humanitarian aid. The epicenter of the 7.8 magnitude earthquake on February 6th was in Kahramanmaraş, and more than, just in Turkey alone, it's more than 44,000 people. So the numbers are constantly going to go up. It's going to probably reach over 50,000 by the end of it, even more than that, I think, too. And the death toll is expected to climb, with about 345,000 apartments in Turkey known to have been destroyed and many people still missing. So, at the moment, neither Turkey nor Syria have said how many people are still unaccounted for at the moment, all right? So big prayers go out to them. Last but not least, let's go to North Korea. We heard about missiles fired over the weekend, but North Korea fires more missiles amid firing range warning. Ban launches come as Kim Yo-jong, which is Kim Jong-un's sister, warns against any increased U.S. presence on the Korean peninsula. North Korea has fired a pair of short-range ballistic missiles off its east coast, according to South Korea's military, 2 days after Pyongyang resumed banned testing activities with an intercontinental ballistic missile launch. South Korea's military said it strongly condemned the two launches as an act of significant provocation, and they took place from a western coastal town just north of the North Korean capital on Monday morning, South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff said in a statement. North Korea's state media said 2 projectiles were fired from a multiple rocket launcher, aiming at targets 395 kilometers and 337 kilometers away, respectively. The 600-millimeter multiple rocket launcher mobilized in the firing is a means of tactical nuclear weapon capable of paralyzing an enemy airfield, state news agency KCNA said. And Japan was also detecting the launches, saying 2 ballistic missiles were fired at about 7 a.m. local time on Monday, and the missiles reached an altitude of approximately 100 kilometers and 50 kilometers and travel between 350 to 400 kilometers. So before falling outside Japan's exclusive economic zone, and there were no reports of damage to aircraft or vessels. So it looks like things are getting heated up even more as we see there's a second launch of ICBMs. So that is something else I know that even Sunstein's praying for too. Okay, so that's the top 3 news in the world. Hope it's something that really helps you guys out. Let's get into some sporting news, all right? So let's start off with golf, the Genesis Invitational. It is John Ram, the Spaniard, who wins. 28-year-old Spaniard not only notched his 3rd win of the season, it's the 10th of his career on the PGA Tour. And this was a Genesis Invitational, and he claimed the top spot, but he did it while holding off 22 of the other 25 best players in the world who teed up at the Riviera Country Club for the Tour's 3rd designated event this season. Tiger Woods finished with a -1. In soccer news, Man United riding a wave of optimism as Marcus Rashford, just after the World Cup, he is on a tear, right? And Marcus Rashford maintained his remarkable run of goal-scoring form as Man U cruised past Leicester City with a 3-0 win at Old Trafford in the Premier League. Rashford scored twice to make it 16 goals in 17 games since the World Cup before Jadon Sancho came off the bench to score a 3rd. And now they're only within 5 points of leaders Arsenal. Tottenham, too, overcomes West Ham to climb into Champions League place. Big win for Tottenham following defeat at Leicester City and a midweek loss away to AC Milan in the Champions League, and allowed them to leapfrog Newcastle into 4th place in the Premier League. They beat West Ham 2-0 in a very cagey affair on Sunday. So great news for them too. And I hope it's something that all of us can really think about also. There's a ton of things going on. But I think one of the best things about sports is it's one of the places you should be able to escape from like the horrors of reality. And this kind of like why I like sports too is, there's so many things going on, but with sports, at least you kind of get yourself into a position where you're able to, be more like, you can forget about those things for a little bit, then come back to reality a little bit later. So that's kind of one of the things that's on my mind right now. Either way. So there it is, guys. That's top 3 news in sports and top 3 news around the world. Hope it's something that can help you guys out to pray a little bit better each and every day, all right? So now that the time of news is over, you know what that means. It is the golden time. And yes, it is the golden time, a time of praise and worship to the Holy Trinity. Hope all of you guys are looking forward to giving glory to God and the Holy Spirit. So, what are we going to praise and worship today? We're going to start off with Wake Up and Rise, You Youthful One, and then the person following the Lord, and last but not least, the place where the Lord dwells. So as one body of the Morning Star Drive, let's spend this time giving praise, honor, and glory to the Holy
Stop listen to the word of life. 'Cause the Lord misses us, so He yearns and longs for us. We too miss Him, so we long for You, Lord. Can anyone face the person following the Lord? Can anyone stop the sun setting over the hill? Everything and everyone in this whole world may change. Oh, my heart is still longing for God's will eternally. Can anyone face the person following the Lord? Can anyone stop that sun setting over the hill? Everything and everyone in this whole world may change. Oh, my heart is still longing for God's will eternally. Can anyone face the person following the Lord? Can anyone stop that sun setting over the hill? Everything and everyone in this whole world may change. Oh, my heart is still longing for God's will With a heart that is so full of love, I call upon Your name, my Lord. Right now, I just want to be right next to You. With a heart that is so full of praise, I have come to finally realize, my Lord, You're surely in this place. Always until the end, You kept Your promise that You'd be with us until the end of time. Oh, my Lord, You never have forgotten us. You are by our side and bless us endlessly. Lord, You are always there. Please accept our praise. We are so in love, we just want to live with You. When we think of the way You're always here running with us, we're so grateful, Lord, and we just can't forget. We're in this church of peace and love abounding. I'm rejoicing in this heaven on the earth. With my heart set firmly on that world of gold, I will keep my faith and glorify Your name. Lord, You are always there. Please accept our praise. I am so in love, just want to live with you. When I think of the way you're always here running with us, I'm so grateful, Lord, and I just can't forget. Lord, you are my bridegroom. Please receive my love. I just want to live with you in the world of gold. I will bear many fruits of love and fruits of thanksgiving, and together make this history of life. And together make this history of life.
And that was The Place Where the Lord Dwells. Before that was The Person Following the Lord, and of course, Wake Up and Rise, You Youthful One, and giving us a lot of good nostalgic memories from the Holy Spirit movement. All right, so now the time of praise and worship is done, and our hearts are made ready. Let's get into today's practical word study. And I think this is a very, very important section for all of us here, especially because a lot of times we listen to the word, but we just don't know exactly what to do with the word, right? So let's get into today's practical word study. So the first, I'm going to give you about 3 different things that we could do for this week's word. One is something that you can do on your own, and other stuff, well, all these you can do you obviously have to do it on your own, but 3 kind of different areas of things to look at, research, or put into action, right? So the first one, I think this is an obvious one that a lot of us are thinking about, is checking our fruits. Right? Yeah, that sounds pretty bad, but check your fruits, right? So there's 17 different fruits that are out there, and I would say pick 1 to 2 different fruits that you'll look at and say, you know what, this is something that I really need to work on myself, right? So I use 2 examples here. The first one is to check my fruits, I want to look at the fruit of peace. Okay? And when you look at the examples of what Sunseem said, the fruit of peace, 2 things that you can look at as in more detail of what kind of fruits you have when it comes to fruit of peace is, number 1 is, do you decide things peacefully? And do you resolve peacefully, right? So the good thing about the word is, it's like this week's message. How does the word clean you? When you learn the word and understand it, you know what sins you have, and you know the things that you need to improve and fix, right? So here, Sunseem's not just giving us fruit of peace, but he says, hey, guess what? I'm going to give you 2 things that you could look at to understand whether you have the fruit of peace. Number 1 is, do you make decisions peacefully? And do you resolve peacefully? And I think that's a very, very important thing, is deciding peacefully. What does that mean? A lot of times you'll get into meetings with leaders, and sometimes there's I wouldn't say there's arguments or fights, but you could see that 2 people really push their agenda really, really strongly. And when they push agendas really strongly, even when they make the decision, it's not peaceful, right? Because people are really, really pushing one side or the other, and they're kind of saying things in a way that, that they really feel that is the best answer, and both sides kind of crash during a meeting. So even making a decision, it wasn't really done peacefully, right? And of course, resolving our issues peacefully is another big thing too, is we don't want to get into fights or any wars with each other too. So here's the thing. Now I know what this is. The word has taught me what the fruit of peace, and what are 2 things I can look at to show that do I have the fruit of peace or not. Then the second thing I do is I try to review my fruit, right? I got to review it. Do I have this peace, right? According to the word. So the question that you have to think to yourself, not so much as when you look at other people, is how peaceful are you, right? In those 2 areas, when you make decisions and when you're resolving problems. So when I say how, I think to myself is, what kind of fruit of peace do I have? And I have to think to myself is, in those situations when you're making decisions or resolving problems, how do I feel at that moment? Am I super angry, super frustrated? Am I just thinking that everyone else is wrong? What am I thinking at that moment? I got to resolve these problems. How do I feel? Do I get angry, right? Do I feel like I have to be right? Do I feel like this frustration that these people have no idea what the right answer is, right? So when I look at that, I'm like, okay, so where do I stand when it comes to deciding things peacefully? Am I doing that or not? And even if it might be doing things peacefully on the outside, but what about the internal self? What am I struggling with too, that I have to bring the fruit of peace? Then the last thing I would do is trying to figure out, what would help me to make a better fruit of peace? Like, what can I do to make it better, right? And the first thing that I realized, and this is something I've realized after I headlead, after doing head leading, is a lot of times leaders are pushing for something, but in general, most of the decisions we make are not actually, like, no one really has the right answer. No one really does, right? And I realized, this is after I stopped head leading. I get to a position when I realize to myself is, guess what? I'm pushing this agenda so strong, yet in the end, I don't even know if it's the right answer, right? And that's kind of the perspective that I have to change is, when it comes to some decisions have to do with right and wrong. Is this the right thing to do? No, it's not. It's wrong. Like, those are things that are very, very easy because it's just, it's not even a decision-making thing. It's just, this is the wrong thing to do. But when it comes to, when it comes to the word telling us to decide things peacefully, I have to think to myself is, guess what? Like, when you ask a question like, how do you evangelize? Honestly, there's no right answer. There really isn't. There's no one way to evangelize, right? And I thought to myself is, for me to push it that strongly means that I know that this is like 100% the truth, when reality is I don't. It's just what I think. And that's one of the things that I realized, I got to change this, right? No one knows the right answer in a lot of these decision-making processes, right? Does anyone know 100% truth? No, right? If there was 100% truth, then why is there a point of discussion? And if you think about it too, when people are saying, you're an expert in evangelism, you're an expert in lecture, you're an expert this, technically speaking, I would say there is no real expert. Because, like, when it comes to human beings, not all human beings are the same. So you could use one evangelism style that might work here, but it might not work over there. There could be a way to lecture one person, but it might not be good to lecture another person in the same way, right? And that's why there's a need for discussion where people can talk and say, hey, you're a lecturer, so what do you think about this? I was thinking about this, and I've been through situations. I've been through that too. And that's why the discussion becomes such a big thing, because we have so much more input from more different angles. And I think it's such a benefit for us to discuss in such a positive way, taking in everyone's ideas and not and making the decision in a peaceful way. But I realized after headling, go figure, right, that I have to switch my mindset of no one really knows. There's no expert, right? Like, one thing that I found was so weird is, like, say if you're going to renovate your church, does your head leader really have the expertise in renovation? The answer is absolutely not. For them to have the final say in that, I think that's like, it doesn't make any sense, because just because you're a head leader, does that mean that you know everything? And the answer is no way. The head leader is the one that's supposed to kind of guide the conversation so that we can get all the right input, and from that input, make the right choice, right? From all the information, the more information, the better, right? So for me, I know that, I got to remind myself is, what? No one knows the right answer in this situation. We got to go with what, everyone has a different idea. So, like, that would be my example of checking your fruit. Like, I would do the same even with, like, the fruit of faithfulness. I like this one, too, is if you're loyal in the small things, you'll be loyal in the big things. And I would check myself as, how loyal am I? And I would check the things in my life, the smaller things, right? Because if you're loyal with the small things, you're loyal with the bigger things. So I thought to myself, if I check myself with the smaller things in life, and do I quit in the middle, or do I keep going until the end? Right? And then it made me think a little bit more deep, even more deeper is, does that mean I can never quit something? And the answer is, that's not true either, right? And I think you have to think about it is, you have to be able to stop, not quit. Like, if you stop in the middle, you need to be able to stop in the right way. What does it mean to stop in the right way? It means I don't make the decision off a whim because I'm just emotional. Forget it. I'm not doing this anymore. That's like a quit in the middle, right? But if I do it in a very wise way, without my emotions coming in, it would probably be more of, let's just pretend, I'm not saying this is true. Let's just pretend it's this podcast. I'd be like, hey guys, I've been doing this for a long time. I've been thinking and praying about this for a while. And I think that I want to move on to something different. And that's why I'm going to think about doing it. I'm going to think about, I'm going to do this podcast until I reach 1,000, and then at 1,000, I'm going to quit this and try something else, right? And when you think about this, it's done in a very mature and wise way, right? It's kind of like when someone retires. People don't retire on the spot. people really think about it is how much money do I need to retire? What do I need here? Is it okay for me to retire right now? How should I retire? I'll put in my last year or whatever it is. It's like there's numerous different ways that we can think about how we can do it like this, right? So for me, it's like when I quit, am I just going to quit because, oh, I'm so angry, I'm so frustrated, forget it, I'm not doing this anymore? Or is it going to be, yeah, I've been through ups and downs, I've been praying about this for the last 2 weeks, and I think I'm going to stop these podcasts, but I'm going to stop it when I reach, let's just say 1,000. Right? And that becomes something that's a little bit more planned out, not done with emotion, right? And I think that's one of the things that was kind of in my mind. Because when you think about the word study, like even what we're doing right now, while I'm checking my fruits, I'm realizing more deeper things, right? I'm realizing. And I thought to myself, it's like, oh, it doesn't mean I can never quit because you can't just do everything until the end, right? So, how am I going to stop in the right way? And it makes me think more deeply. So that's the first one, is checking fruits. And I think that's a good way to check your fruits. If you have any other ideas how to check fruits in a better way, go ahead and leave that in the description below too, right? In the comments below. The second thing that I would do is, the parable of the vine and the branches. The one thing that we have to be absolute about this is when it comes to the vine and the branches, we have to know, right, that Jesus doesn't use the parable for no reason. There's a reason for the parable. What's the reason for the parable? Because they're comparative, right? So you need to know the physical to know the spiritual. And that's why I would say is start researching on vines and branches. What is the relationship? Why is it important, right? And you begin to realize more deeply about the parable Jesus talks about, right? So let me give you one thing that I just did a little bit of research, and guess what? What is the role of the vine to the branches? One of the roles is the vine pumps water into the branches, right? The vine pumps water into the branches. And they were like, oh wait, that's what's in the word. It's like the water is the words of God, and we know that in the parables lecture. And the vine is the thing that's pumping the water into the branches so that they can bear fruit. Right? And that's the same thing as like the vine is Jesus. The vine is the Messiah. The vine is the one that God has sent. And what is the role of the vine? Is to pump water to the branches in the same role as the Messiah, to pump the words of God into the people so that they can grow. So I'm starting to realize more from looking at, oh, this is what the function of a vine is. Right? So it's something that where we look at, I think it's a very, very good idea for a lot of people to start even doing some researching on vineyards. Vines. Right? How does the gardener prune the branches? Why does he prune those branches? What's the problem with those branches that he has to prune them and such, right? So my second advice is go study about vines. Why? Because that's the parable is used for a reason. And when you understand the relationship between the vine and the branches even better, then you can even have more deeper realizations, all right? And the last thing I would say is look at the context of what Jesus was saying to why Jesus was saying this and what was the context of that time, right? So when you study the context of why Jesus said this, what was the true meaning of the metaphor? Well, some of the situations is, think about this. The disciples were always with Jesus, but there was one disciple that was not connected to him, that was not united, which was Judas, right? He was in that situation, right? Like Jesus was very aware of the betrayer Judas too. How do I know? Well, when you look at like the things that Jesus said, like look at John chapter 13, verse 10 through 11. Jesus had long been aware of the difference between Judas and the 11, right? And John chapter 13, verse 10 through 11, what does it say? It says, after washing his disciples' feet, he who has bathed needs only to wash his feet, but is completely clean, for you are clean. But not all of you. For he knew the one who was betraying him. For this reason, he said, not all of you are clean. So what is Jesus doing? When you look at this, when he's talking about the branches that are connected and not connected, that's his situation. His situation, he has these 12 disciples and only 11 of them are connected to him. But he's talking about those people who are in Christ, but they're not truly connected, right? And we're like, wow, that's a very interesting situation. The context of it helps us to understand why he says these things too, right? And that's why I hope that all of us here, remember, this week's verse is John chapter 15, verse 1 through 7. John chapter 13 is 2 chapters before. And this is when he's already, it's already hinting in the Bible that Jesus already knew what Judas Iscariot was doing. And when you look at his analogy, his parable about the vine and the branches, it's only 2 chapters away. And, we have to realize, this is a situation that Jesus was in. This is why he's talking about it. And we have to realize the context, because every time we hear the Sunday message, remember when Sunday was out and writing all the messages, we always heard the context. I was out on a golf cart and this happened, and then I talked to God and I realized this, and you realize context plays a huge role. It was because of this situation that this was happening, and then we begin to understand. That makes a lot more sense, right? And that's why for us too, why is context important? It's so important that even Sunseem tells us how he realized the word, right? What situation was he in that made him realize? And it's very important for us to understand the context of the word too. So for the practical word study, those are the 3 things I do. I'd be checking my fruits, look at what the word says of the things that we can check and how our fruits come out. Then I'd be thinking to myself is not just checking the fruits. I would be thinking to myself is how to have better fruit. Review my fruit. How, thinking to myself in those situations, did I decide things peacefully? Did I resolve peacefully or not? How did I feel? Was I angry? Did I feel that I was the only person that was right, or whatever it was? And then I try to figure out to myself how to have better fruit, of how to change my perspective of how to look at these situations, right? And when I look at this, I'm like, okay, this makes a lot more sense to me. And it gives me kind of like a step-by-step guide on how to put the words into action, which leads into the second thing I talked about is study about vines and branches, the physical vine and branches and how it works. And I studied, it says vines pump the water into the branches so they can bear fruit, and water is the word of God. And I begin to realize more deeply. And last but not least, what is the context of Jesus' situation? What was happening at that time for Jesus to say something like that? And I think these are a couple things that if you guys work on this, it'll be very, very beneficial for you guys too. All right? So there it is, guys. That is a practical word study for today. Hope it's something you guys really enjoy. And I know you guys enjoy it because I get comments on it every single week. Make sure to comment on this if it's something that helps you guys out or not. Would love to hear how you guys think about the practical word study too. Okay? So there it is, guys. That is the end of the word study for today, which leads us into our choice of songs. And choice of songs today, this is a cool song. It's like an old, this is such an old school song, but done in a new way. I think it was written by Michael W. Smith, but this is done in more gospel, like black gospel choir. But go ahead and listen to this. And everyone, write in the DMs if you know this, if you've heard or even sang the song in church, go ahead and put it in the DM. I'm not going to tell you what the song is because when you hear it, everyone who knows the song is going to be like, I remember this song, right? So everyone, this is song choice for today. DM if you know this song.
Relentless Church, wherever you are, I need you to put your hands on it like this. Come on. Yep. Everybody clapping like this, y'all. Like this, y'all. We want to see you. Yeah, Lord. So open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Just open the eyes of my heart, 'cause I want to see you. Say, I want to see you. Just open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart, 'cause I want to see you. That's our heart today. I want to see you. Wherever you are, let's raise it together. Come on, say it.
Open the eyes of my heart, Lord.
Open the eyes
of my heart.
I want to see. Come on, if you want to see him in the midst of the noise, in the midst of the chaos,
I want to see.
come on, just ask him today. Say, open the eyes.
Open the eyes of my heart, Lord.
I want to see it like you see.
Open the eyes of my heart.
I want to see you. Say, I want to see you. Let's go. To see you.
To see you high and lifted up.
Shining in the light.
Shining in the light of your glory.
Just pour out,
Pour out your power and love.
as we sing,
As we sing, holy, holy.
again. Put your hands on. Come on. Woo. Come on, wherever you are, clap those hands. If you want to see him, everybody clap, clap, clap your heart's desire, God. We just want you and only you. All over the world, let's sing it together. Say, open the eyes.
Open the eyes of my heart.
We want your perspective, God. Give us your perspective.
Open the eyes of my heart.
Oh, I want to see. For my family, I need to see. For my business, God, I need to see you. Come on. Say, open the eyes.
Open the eyes of my heart, Lord.
Give us heaven's view today.
Open the eyes of my heart.
Say, I want to see you, oh God. Oh, say, I want to see you. We gotta go to see you.
High and lifted up.
Shining in the light, yeah. Come on, just ask him today. Pour out. God, pour out your power in our homes, God. We want your power in our homes today, Jesus. Come on, say it again. To see you. Oh, shining in the light, yeah. God, we need you to pour. As we say. Come on, one more time. Stay right there. Ask him today to see you. Shining in the light of your glory. This is our heart's desire. God, we need you to pour. This nation needs you to pour. Your church needs you to pour. Holy, holy, holy. As we say, holy, holy. God, we cry out as we say. We agree with the angels today as we say. Oh, as we sing, oh God. Holy. So open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Just open the eyes of my heart. 'Cause I need like never before. I need to see you. Our prayer today is that you would open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart, 'cause I wanna see you. Stay right there. I wanna see you. Come on, in your homes, tell them, I wanna see you. The hope of glory, I wanna see you. Jehovah Jireh, I wanna see you. Come on, talk to him.
I wanna see you.
Say, I wanna see.
I wanna see you.
You're what we want, oh God, and I wanna see. Say, I wanna see you. Give us your eyes today, God. Give us your view today. Give us your perspective today. Help us to see through your lens today, oh God. Help us to see that everything is gonna be alright. And I wanna see you. I wanna see. Oh God, say I wanna see you. Lift those hands right here. Say I wanna
see you.
And what an oldie but a goodie, and basically revamped song. I hope you guys really like that. And you know, it's kind of obvious by the lyrics. The song is "Open the Eyes of My Heart," and "Open the Eyes of My Heart, Lord." And I think it was originally sang by like Michael W. Smith, but they did a very good cover of this song. But I love that song. It's old school. I've been singing it since I was in like Sunday school, but super grateful to see these old songs coming back up again. So I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I'm so old to see the old songs come back to life. Makes me feel like I'm coming back to life. Maybe something like that. But either way, that was a song of choice for today. Hope you guys really enjoyed that song, that praise and worship song. Let's get into today's Provi in the media and something really cool. I'm going to go over an article today That was from November 5th, 2013. It's from Uri News, URI. Okay? Uri News, it was at 10 p.m. on November 5th, 2013. Okay? And very, very interesting title, but it just shows you how the media plays such a huge role in swaying public opinion, because the title of this news article is Korea Ministry of Justice Clarifies False Claim About Sun Seung-nim. Okay, so remember, this is not a regular person. This is false claims by the Ministry of Justice. So that's a huge person. The person who's in, like, think about it, the Ministry of Justice clarified that speculations made by someone in the Ministry of Justice, which is Park Bom-gye, a member of the National Assembly, talked about Sun Seung-nim receiving, saying untrue things about Sun Seung-nim. All right, so here is first from the Ministry of Justice, and they sent out a statement of clarification. It says, on October 25th, 2013, so this is just 10 days before, Park Bom-gye, a member of the National Assembly, questioned whether Sun Seung-nim, was living a life of luxury while receiving preferential treatment in prison. And in response, Minister Hyang Kyo-an from the Ministry of Justice issued a statement explaining that this was a misunderstanding and provided further explanatory materials, right? So here it is, like they're against each other inside the Ministry of Justice for false statements that was made. So the Ministry of Justice issued a statement of clarification regarding the speculation over preferential treatment, and the ministry gave the following statement. The Seoul newspaper published a report on October 25th, which claimed that Sun Seung-nim had been preaching through the internet while imprisoned. And to this, the following clarifications have come out, and this is from, this was in Uri News, and it's from the Ministry of Justice. So here's the first correction. So there's 4 corrections, guys. There's a lot. All right? Correction number 1. The Ministry of Justice issued the following corrections of facts. Park Bom-gye quotes from the Seoul Newspaper Society's interview of him about Sun Seung-nim receiving preferential treatment in prison are marked in red. So this is what it said. From May 2009 to August 2013, Sun Seung-nim received 17 medical treatments outside of prison. Now, for prisoners without diseases, they would receive an average of 0.5 medical treatments per year outside of prison, and compared to them, Sun Seung-nim is receiving preferential treatment. Okay, now, first thing the Ministry of Justice says is, it is true that Sun Seung-nim received medical treatments 17 times outside of prison between May 2009 and August 2013. So that statement is true. However, he had periodontal disease. Right? So, does everyone here know what periodontal disease is? Give me 1 second. I'm just going to grab my phone. Yes, I should have, I was going to check this before, but let me just check what periodontal disease. What is that? It's gum disease. Okay? So, it's mainly the result of infections and inflammation of the gums and bone that surround and support the teeth. Okay? So, Sun Seung-nim had periodontal disease. Okay, so he had with his gums and the bone around his teeth, but cannot be treated inside the correctional institution. There was no choice but to provide him with medical treatment outside of the prison. So it wasn't preferential treatment because it's the type of disease it is that cannot be treated inside the prison. So the statistical fact that prisoners receive medical treatment outside of prison 0.5 times per year is a result of the total frequency of treatments divided by the total prisoner population. And in fact, for inmates suffering from diseases, the total number of medical treatments received outside of prison is much higher, right? So, it's including people without, this stat of 0.5 is including those without disease, which means if you don't have disease, why would you need to get to get medical treatment outside the prison? So he's basically the statement for the Minister of Justice is basically saying, come on, guys, if they had diseases, then the number is not 0.5, it's much higher. And suddenly we have to include him in the group of people who have a disease. Okay? So there's the first correction. Second correction. What the Ministry of Justice said in an earlier, what they said was, Sun Seung-nim received frequent visits from his lawyer, and his lawyer recorded his sermons and delivered them to the headquarters. And then CGM then posts Sun Seung-nim's sermons twice a week on a website, and CGM has posted 302 sermons in total, right? And then the Ministry of Justice corrected this and said Sunsteam's lawyers visited him in prison a total of 74 times during his trial for rape and fraud. However, it was impossible for the lawyer to have recorded sermons, and since prison guards standing nearby supervised everything. And after December 2012, Sunsteam's lawyer no longer visited him. So after checking the facts, we found out that Sunsteam had been writing sermons every day, sitting in his room and sending them outside. The church members would post those sermons on websites run by CGM. So there's another thing that they had to correct. Think about this is from the Ministry of Justice. So can you imagine what the public influence would have been? Correction number 3. The Ministry of Justice said Sunsteam frequently left prison to meet church members under the pretext of receiving medical treatment. He also borrowed phones from 3 prison guards and made calls to the outside. Now, there are more than 3 prison guards closely observing his medical treatments outside of prison, and it was impossible for him to meet anyone other than medical practitioners. So there's a correction. Those things are not true, but it was said by the Ministry of Justice. Last one was, it says, the last thing that the Ministry of Justice said that they need to correct was, there needs to be an investigation to expose Sunsteam's life of luxury in prison using his religious status. And what the Ministry of Justice said was, Daejeon prison undertook investigations of what really happened, and Sunsteam strongly denied borrowing phones from prison guards and making calls. Sunsteam also stated that he was looking into taking legal action against news outlets that reported about him without checking. Like the Daejeon Prison Department, a higher level office, is now investigating the claims by the newspaper regarding the borrowing and using of phones. Right? So, that's something that we have to look at and say, well, is he living the life of luxury? But wouldn't the problem be more of the prison guards, even if it was true, right? But what we see here is this is not just a regular person that's talking about this. This is the Korea's Ministry of Justice that had false claims that was put in the newspaper that had to be corrected by the Ministry of Justice again, and 4 different things that were absolutely checked, right? So what you kind of got to think to yourself is, the system there is like you have someone who's in the Ministry of Justice, irresponsible, and laying these groundless claims. And the speculation of Sunsteam receiving preferential treatment spread to certain news outlets, which harmed the reputation and the dignity of CGM and its members. People should not spread rumors based on unconfirmed reports, absent of any substantial proof, and people should not discriminate people based on religion. So this is a very, very interesting article I wanted to read just to show you guys that, these are a couple things that are, So it's something that we have to look at and say, this is kind of a battle that we fight with, like, especially when it comes to public opinion too, right? It's not like the US where you have a jury, and the jury is like, they can't use their phones, they can't use anything else because they can't look at what the news is saying so they can be influenced by it. What they need to do is they have to be the ones that kind of, they're the ones, you have a judge that's presiding. They know the public opinion. They know what's going on. They could be Christian. They might not even like Sunsteam themselves, right? But you see that even in this situation, you have the Ministry of Justice kind of in the situation. And basically, in Yuri News, it's saying that they're false claims about Sunsteam, and they are untrue. And that's something that we really, really have to think about. And that's not even just that. There's even in the year 2013, there were, in 2013, there were 4 articles written on this type of situation of all the false allegations, right? And all of them were just remember 2013 was during, it was the 3rd wave of allegations, but it was dismissed because there's no evidence, right? And even the Minister of Justice deemed these allegations as speculations, and news reports reports that these that was kind of said by the Ministry of Justice was also irresponsible, groundless, and there were lots of reports on this, saying bad things about the Ministry of Justice. How could they do this, right? In 2015, there was even more news when MBN News apologizes for defamation and corrects previous articles. In 2015, right, it was a Yonhap News statement retracting its misinformation about Sunsteam 2. Now, this is just during the 3rd wave of allegations. And remember, there's up to 5. Right, the 5th one is happening. The 5th one is happening right now. But then, even before this, 4 waves of allegations, and 3 were completely thrown out. Right. So what we have to do is we have to realize is a lot of times when we hear the news out there, sometimes we'll get caught up into it because that's the only news we know. But we have to realize is that a lot of the times when they retract and they put their news articles in, what happened in Korea was it wouldn't even be a major announcement that they made a mistake. That it would, like in the newspaper, it would be like a small clipping near the end saying that we made a mistake, or is not going to be, or the damage is already done with the public opinion. So when we look at these different types of things, we always have to be those that are fully knowledgeable and understand the situation really, really well. Right? And I think that's something that all of us can really think about too. All right. So there it is, guys. That is Provi in the Media. I hope it's something that you guys really, really enjoyed and something that kind of opens your eyes a little bit more to what the world is like there, especially when it comes to Korea, because we don't know it very well when it comes to journalism and stuff like that too. But I hope that we really be able to understand it in a much better, deeper way, and we can kind of like calm our hearts and know that the situation is, we're fighting an uphill battle right now. All right? So make sure you keep it in your hearts and your minds. Make sure you pray for Sunsim as much as you can. All right, so there it is, guys. That is the end of Provi in the Media. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys have an amazing and awesome Tuesday, which means we'll see you guys again tomorrow on the Morning Star Drive on 117.8.
It's the Morning Star Drive 117.8. You soaring up with sky, now's the time, don't delay. I'm sitting in my ride and it's time to fly, so let's realign. Just listen and fill your mind.